Hey everybody, welcome to my next hiking project, day one of it. My new goal is to hike one trail in every state. Now I've already done a bunch of trails in a bunch of states, but these are all brand new trails to me. So I had thought about this a couple of years ago, and then I read a book recently about a woman who did this and kind of inspired my desire to do this. I knew I was coming over to the eastern U.S. to visit some family, so I thought this would be a great time to do it. So hope you enjoy these videos. Hopefully we can get this done in a few years. I don't know. We'll see how long this is going to take. But today we're on the East Coast. When you think of hiking, if you're a fan of hiking like me, you think of the big trails, Pacific Crest Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, and the Appalachian Trail. And right now we are staying near the Appalachian Trail at some of my family's home for a couple days. And when you think Appalachian Trail, there's a bunch of towns that come to mind, and probably one of the first that comes to mind for me is Trail Town, USA, Damascus, Virginia. So that is where we are today. I'm starting this project here in Damascus. We're going to do about a 6-mile loop, going up Iron Mountain Trail for about 2 miles. Got a steady climb up there. And then we're going to come down the Appalachian Trail and wind our way back into Damascus. I'm really excited to get to start this project with hiking a little bit on one of the 3 big trails here. Maybe we'll hit a couple of the other ones throughout this project, but I'm not sure. We'll see. But today we are, like I said, doing a 6-mile loop. Put a few requirements on this project. First of all, they have to be at least 3 miles. My preference is to be doing a loop hike rather than out and back, but I know that's not always going to be possible. And hopefully they're brand new trails that I've never hiked before, at least not, in the last 20 years or so. So here we go. We'll head on out and start our first trail today. It's June 22nd, day after Hike Naked Day here, 2024. So hope you enjoy this trip. We are heading up Iron Mountain Trail. It says 2 miles to reach the AT, so we'll see how that goes. I think it's a bit of climbing, a bit humid, more humid here at least than in Colorado, but much less humid than we were last week when we were down visiting the Mouse House in Orlando. So it's actually not too bad, and with the green tunnel already here, all these rhododendrons out, the sun's not coming beating down on us, so it should be a pretty relaxing hike today, except for the way up. The environment here is so different than what we're used to back home in Colorado. With all the rain that the East Coast gets, this is so lush. Lots of rhododendrons, and got some conifers stuck in here, and just really tall trees that we don't see at home. It's neat to get into a different environment and see the beauty of it. We often think of how beautiful Colorado is, and it is gorgeous, but it's just a little bit of this great big world we're living in. There's lots of pretty places here. These Appalachian Mountains, Appalachian, argument for another day. Mountains are just gorgeous. All right, the trail has been uphill since we started, and it's just kind of kicked up. Like I said, what the AT lacks in overall elevation, it makes up in its elevation gain. I think we have about 500 feet per mile on these first 2 miles, and then we'll join up with the AT, and then it's downhill pretty much from there. But first 2 miles, we're going to suffer a bit. Taking our first break here and catching our breath, and we'll push on. For this trip and this first hike, I got my usual partner in crime, my son CQ there, hiking against his will, but you know, outdoors is good for kids. Cool little toad hanging out here. I walked right by him. CQ saw him. Cool brown color. Ooh, got a sign up here. Let's see what it says. Iron Mountain Trail, Damascus, 2 miles. Sandy Flats 4. We're not going to Sandy Flats, so we must be almost up the top of this section. I almost made a big mistake and kept going towards Sandy Flats. There was another sign, and I looked because it says Appalachian Trail. That's what we're looking for there. All right, we are blue blazing our way onto the AT. This is exciting for me. I've been a fan of the AT since I was about 20 years old and read the book, The Walk West by Peter Jenkins, where he had walked part of the Appalachian Trail on his hike across the U.S. And I'm a bit older than that now, and 30-some years later, it still excites me to get to see the AT and be on it. I don't know if I'll ever hike it. I do want to do a big trail. I'm just not sure the AT is the one for me anymore. I don't know if my knees can handle it, or if I want to deal with all the humidity. I'll go out west and do the, oops, just tripped there, do the PCT, less humidity and gentler climbs. After less than probably 200-300 yards, we are making it to the mythical AT. I'm really excited about that. Oh my goodness, here's my first AT blaze I've seen in about 2 years. Last time we were visiting family, went up to Grayson's Highland and did hiked AT up there, but always a magical sight. And then right here, here's the sign, the Iron Mountain Trail. We just came up, and it says 3 miles to Damascus. So we kind of did the steeper way coming up, and now we're gonna take 3 miles back down, mostly down, make a nice 5 mile or so hike today. But it's awesome having my feet on the AT, connecting with so many of those people I followed for the last 25 years, first on trail journals and now through YouTube. And I'm not much of an Instagrammer, but the ways people have communicated their journeys and shared their journeys has changed over the last 25 years. But the trail, it's still here. Hopefully be here for another 25, 150 years. Very magical place for me today. CQ is just a master at finding all kinds of critters. We got probably a little box turtle here. Way cool. Scattered off the trail once we started moving towards them. But nice spot, dude. Just past a hiker making some good time coming up this section. He looked like he was loaded down for the long haul. I didn't ask if he was a through hiker or not, but we're getting a little bit steeper in this section. It doesn't look steep, but I can feel it on my knees as we go through some pretty little rhododendron section here. Definitely less effort on this side of the hike than the other. I'm not feeling quite as humid, as the body's not working as hard, putting off as much energy. Much more pleasant. We just came upon this area with a bunch of nice little spots for camping, a little sign from Mount Rogers Appalachian Trail Club saying, whatever you pack into this campsite, pack it out. But yeah, it's a cool little campsite here. It's beautiful. I'm gonna take a little break here for a moment and then head on down. All right, we are back to the road crossing here leading into Damascus, I believe. So we'll get down these set of stairs and figure out where we're going from here, if we cross and turn right or if we just walk in from here. I'm not sure which, so we'll see in just a second. All right, we're gonna cross the road after this car here, and then there's a trail on the other side we're gonna pick up. And this should take us back into Damascus. There's Mount Rogers Outfitters, one of the famous outfitters on the AT. Nice little shopping in there a few times. All right, so hike 1 of the 50 States project is in the books. Came in at 5.55 miles. I'm gonna have to come up with a catch your name for that here sometime soon. Probably not before our next hike, which is tomorrow, but don't tell the kid. But yeah, it was a great hike. Great place to start at Damascus, Virginia here, and got to be on the AT. So all in all, a great hike. Couple stops, some food, and then we're back to my dad's house. Until next hike, guys, take care and hike on.